Welcome to the deep dive. So, today we're getting into a really fascinating narrative collection centered around two main figures, Josephine and Knox.
Right. Josephine, she's in Dallas, seems to have this really intuitive knack for nature, herbal stuff,
Yeah.
but she's juggling part-time jobs.
Yeah, just trying to make ends meet. And then there's Knox. He's this successful businessman, right? But he's absolutely plagued by these intense migraines.
Exactly. So our goal here is, well, to kind of unpack their worlds, how they collide, and, what happens next.
Okay, let's start with Josephine. We first meet her working at, what is it, the Daily Grind?
That's it, the coffee shop. And you immediately get the sense that this isn't like her end game. She dreams of owning her own flower and herb shop.
That feels miles away from her current reality, though.
Totally. But we see these little moments, like her feeding birds outside her motel room window. It's like a tiny ritual, a little piece of calm.
That connection to nature again seems important.
Definitely. Then, boom, Knox walks into that coffee shop.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's just awful. Depleted.
You can just picture it. Successful guy, but run ragged by these migraines.
And Josephine, she just sees it. It's not just sympathy. It's like deeper. Intuition.
So what does she do?
She offers him this homemade herbal tea. Says it's chamomile, lavender, and feverfew.
Wow, okay. Bold move for a stranger.
And she tells him, maybe try getting back to nature a bit. Simple advice, but maybe profound for him.
You have to wonder how desperate he must have felt to even consider it.
Well, he does. Tries the tea, and get this, complete relief.
Complete, after weeks of suffering.
Yep, migraine's gone, fatigue gone. First real break he's had. It's pretty significant.
I'll say, so naturally he needs to find her again, thank her, figure out what just happened.
Yeah, exactly. He goes back to the daily grind. But Josephine's not like a regular employee.
Oh.
Maria, another worker there, explains, Josephine's an on-call worker, kind of bounces between jobs. But Maria mentions her passion, plants, that dream shop.
So she's a bit elusive. Adds to the intrigue, I suppose.
It really does. It paints this picture of someone, resilient, holding on to a dream despite everything.
And it highlights how healing can just pop up in the most unexpected ways, doesn't it? Her intuitive thing versus his high-stress world.
Totally different approaches to well-being.
Yeah.
Okay, so Knox manages to get her number.
Yeah.
They connect. Things seem hopeful.
But then comes the twist. Enter Belladonna.
Right, Knox's ex-girlfriend. And she sounds possessive, used to having control, maybe through her own methods, concoctions.
Yeah, the sources mention strange concoctions, and she definitely sees Josephine as a threat. Big time.
So her first move is kind of predictable, in a way. Hires a private investigator to dig into Josephine's life.
Standard messy breakup territory, maybe. But then...
But it escalates. She apparently tries using ritual magic to curse Josephine.
Whoa, okay. That's a leap.
A huge leap. But here's where it gets even wilder. It backfires. Badly.
How so?
Apparently there's this group described as coven elders who recognize something about Josephine. They see she has, major spiritual protection.
Protection? From what?
Well, they warn Belladonna off.
Yeah.
Tell her Josephine is untouchable, basically. And they drop this bombshell. She's a descendant of Lilith.
Lilith. From mythology. Wow. And, favored by the divine.
That's what the sources say. Deeply loved, protected. It just throws this whole other layer onto Josephine, doesn't it? Makes you think about unseen forces.
Absolutely. Different kinds of power clashing. Belladonna's manipulation, both normal and supernatural, just doesn't work.
Suggests Josephine's strength isn't just resilience. It's something more innate, maybe spiritual.
So despite Belladonna trying to cause trouble, even messing with things at the coffee shop, apparently Knox and Josephine get closer.
Yeah, their connection actually deepens. They end up having dinner at his condo. It gets more intimate.
And Knox opens up too, right?
He does. Reveals Josephine is the first woman he's been, with since his divorce. That feels significant for him. A big step.
Definitely signals trust, vulnerability.
Then we get this other really striking scene. It's pre-dawn. Josephine encounters something.
Something supernatural, sent by Belladonna.
Looks like it. The text mentions a demon, Asmodeus. But Josephine isn't scared. She just calmly dismisses it. Tells it to leave.
Seriously, just tells a demon to go away.
Yeah, just like that. It shows she's not only aware of this other realm, but she has authority within it. Protected status confirmed, I guess.
Man, there is way more to Josephine than meets the eye, that humble coffee shop worker persona.
Exactly. It's
Uh-huh.
just the surface.
So, wrapping up this initial dive, Josephine's story really hits on intuition, right? And finding healing where you least expect it.
And the sheer power, the turbulence that happens when these very different worlds collide.
It makes you consider all the hidden stuff happening around us, the unseen conflicts maybe, and how much impact a simple act of kindness like offering tea or maybe faith can actually have.
Definitely. And it leaves you wondering, what else is hidden about Josephine's lineage? Her abilities? Where does this go next?